Welcome to the Game Changers podcast. I'm your host, Brandon Lewis. Joined here is my co-host, Carlos Miranda.
Welcome
Also,
back.
also remember, you can catch this podcast on the BGC Sports Network. So, Carlos, how's everything going, man?
Well, to be honest, I wish I could tell you I was better, but my team is currently 0-2. So, you already know as a football fan, whenever your team starts 0-2, there's just, life can always be better when your team is 0-2.
Right. We're in the same boat, man. You know, my Patriots 0-2, but the thing about it is we have been so close. It's not like we're getting blowed out. We're losing by like the first game, 5 points. It was 25-20. And then the second game, it was 24-17. And then, we had that weird call where he actually got the first down. Yeah. And now, we're sitting here wondering, but I will say our offense is kind of struggling, even with Bill O'Brien as our offensive coordinator. But, we just got to keep pushing, try to, put the pieces together. I mean, we have Bill Belichick as our head coach, who's a future Hall of Fame head coach. So, man, it's just been sad, but it's kind of been unbelievable, honestly, because the thing about it is it's been a whirlwind. Prime example is the Kansas City Chiefs. They're struggling without Eric Bieniemy.
Yeah, definitely.
So, do you think that was a smart move? I mean, I can probably answer it, but do you think it was a smart move for Eric Bieniemy moving on, so he can have his, fulfill his whole role as a offensive coordinator?
I think at the end of the day, for his personal career, I think it is the right move. He won with Kansas City. What else can he prove there? And at the end of the day, you know the issue that he had under Andy Reid's shadow. Everybody always put him down in the shadow, in the shadow, in the shadow. Hey, I get it. Sometimes you want to show, hey, I'm the man too. So I'm not surprised he left. He's actually doing pretty good where he moved to, and now you see the Chiefs struggling just a little bit.
So that really answers everyone's question about, was it truly Eric Bieniemy that was having the juggernaut, the offensive juggernaut of the Kansas City Chiefs going? Because let's compare them to the Washington Commanders, where he had Sam Howell, who's not a star quarterback. I mean, he had Brian Robinson at his at running back and Antonio Gibson as running back as well. Then you have Johan Dotson, Curtis Samuel, and then Terry McLaurin. So he had pretty good pieces. But my thing is he went from a future Hall of Famer quarterback to one who's just getting his feet wet in the NFL.
That's quite a transition to go from Patrick Mahomes and somehow definitely. I would say though, in the beginning with the Chiefs, in my opinion, had one of the best, I guess you can call it a gadget type player, but to me, just the overall great wide receiver in Tyreek Hill, as we can see what he's doing with the Dolphins. So yes, Eric Bieniemy has, he knows what he's doing, but he also had those weapons, which now appears to have, pretty good weapons with the Commanders, like the weapons you mentioned. So, I mean, it might have been actually he went to a worse quarterback, but if you actually compare to how the Chiefs are right now, he has more weapons. To me, Terry McLaurin is one of the best wide receivers in the NFL. Sadly, he's been with the Commanders his whole career. But even so, he has proven to be a great wide receiver, even having as many as 3 to 4 quarterbacks since he's been in the league. So probably Eric Bieniemy knew what he was doing when he moved to the Washington Commanders. He saw Terry McLaurin. He's like, all right, another Ferrari I can play with.
Absolutely. So let's kind of move on since we're already on the NFL topic. Okay. Let's talk about our division winners. So did you come up with your list this week for your division winners?
For the division winners, do you want to go through the division?
Yeah. Okay. So let's start with the AFC East. So who do you have for the AFC East?
I would have to go with the Dolphins.
Okay. I'm going to stick with the Bills.
The Bills?
Yeah, I mean, I just don't trust the Dolphins just yet.
Okay.
The Bills are not as strong as they used to, but I feel like they have more of the pieces there. Uh,
Mhm.
okay, what about your AFC North?
AFC North, that one's you know what? My bias is gonna show. Bias is gonna show, but we did it last year, and I believe they did it the year before. They are 0-2, but they've started 0-2. The thing that worries me about the Bengals this year is Joe Burrow's calf. You can't really control those type of injuries. You can only just take care of them, and that really sucks. So he might miss the next game, but looking at their schedule, these next 4 games are winnable. With or without Burrow. Yes, I'm saying that. With or without Burrow, these next games are winnable. Now, if they start 0-3, I could easily see the Ravens. So to me, it's either the Ravens or the Bengals. Ravens, actually, in my opinion, they're 2-0, but they've lost several players, star caliber players, in the first 2 weeks. I know they're kind of used to this because they've been injury prone in the past, but I mean that's just a big thing. You are up 2-0, but your players are starting to go down like flies. So, what about you? Who do you have in the AFC North?
I'm taking the Ravens.
Ravens.
They
All
have
right.
been here. You hit my point. They have
Mm-hmm.
been here before as
Yeah.
far